Plaintiff Karina Yates dated the defendant, but she claims she broke up with him after he choked her. Soon after, Karina discovered she was pregnant, and she's suing her ex today for child support and emotional distress. Defendant Anthony Williams says Karina uses their son as a pawn, and once she maced him in the face while he was holding their son in his arms. Anthony denies owing Karina for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I met Anthony around end of 2013, going into 2014. We was in high school together. We ended up graduating. After that, we took things pretty serious. Fast forwarding, we went into our first altercation. I asked him about a text that he had with a girl, and he got kind of irritated, got upset. He grabbed the steering wheel. We almost flipped, could have lost both of our lives.
When was that again?
March of 2015. After that, I ended up forgiving him, taking him back. He literally did a whole 360. So I gave him one more chance. Fast forwarding 2 months after that, we got into another altercation. We was at the house. I asked him about another text from the same girl, and he's like, oh, I told you. He yanked his phone away, like, I won't even see it no more, and shoved me towards the dresser and choked me. So I'm like, okay. After that, we broke up. We didn't get back together. A little after that, I found out I was pregnant, right after the incident. After that, my son, he was born December 29th, 2015. My mom, she calls him. I thought that he was literally in the waiting room as I had my son. My mom ended up calling him back and was like, hey, where are you? Amari is here. He basically was like, oh, I couldn't find a ride, and that was it. We didn't hear from him no more after that. My mom, she was just calling him. He wasn't answering. So I go into depressed mode. I was by myself in the hospital where my mom was there, but she was in and out. I go into depressed mode. I happen to be on Facebook. I scroll down. He had a party. It's New Year's. And so I'm like, he can't even be there for his child's birth, but he's at a party. After that, it was just absence from there on out. Like he haven't been in his life. He haven't been consistent.
How old is the child now?
He's 5.
Okay. You want to give me some background, sir?
This the most I ever heard her talk as far as interacting with my son. I never was a deadbeat, never is. This is not even my first child. I actually have another child. Far as Karina, I don't know where I went wrong at with the whole situation. Her just telling you what she just told you. Okay, if you holding the grudge from all the way back then, I'm not the best father.
But let's talk about what you want to address any of the things, because
I want to address the steering wheel situation, flipping over the well, you did that. Yeah, you did that. I ain't never hit this girl. We finna flip over. She did that. She lied like that. I don't know why she do that, but she did that. But far as hitting her, doing any of that, no, I was not. Like, we probably had a couple physical altercations, but pulling my hair, it's just, me trying to restrain her to get off me, it's been like that.
What about the pregnancy
Pregnancy thing, her mama did call me. Her mama was calling me. For a long time, it was just, oh, she finna have a baby. Then she not finna have a baby. Then they playing on my phone. She don't need you. They don't need you. My son gonna be good without me.
Who was doing that?
Her and her mama.
Ma'am, were you doing that?
It wasn't me. It was my mom. She was like, well, not even her saying those things.
You were doing it too.
Well, not me at all. It was basically my mom. She was saying, like, you're not going to be here. If you're not going to be here, then I'm sure it's someone else that will eventually step in.
Okay, so they're saying after she got the impression you weren't coming.
When my son was born, they didn't call me. I didn't find out none of that. They told me she was at the hospital. They didn't tell me he was born.
All right, but what happened afterwards? She said you've never been a part of the child's life, and the child was 5 years old.
My son, due to incarceration, is about the only time I ever had pause on my child's life. Every time I try to come around my son, it's like I have to buy him. I have to have materialistic things to buy him. I have to go somewhere with him. I got to take him out. I got to do these things to basically be a better parent for her. Not to be a better parent for my son. My son loved me. That's the only thing kids care about is time. As long as I give my kid the time, anything that I buy or anything that he want, it doesn't even matter as long as he got me around him. That's all that matters to him. Every time I come around there, I have to knock on their door. I shouldn't have to knock on y'all door and then get cursed out and this, that, and the other. You a deadbeat, you treat one son better than the other. That's false, all that. So the recent incident that just happened,
Who does all this?
she does this. It's either her or her mom. It's like it's a game. Everything.
Man, you need to keep your mother out of this, man. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, but
if it's what he says is true.
It is,
All
Your
right.
Honor. It is true. I promise you it is. But a recent incident, I just went to go knock up on the door. We had talked about let me get my son. So I finally go over there. I knock up on the door. She opened up the door. She give me my son. I got my oldest son with me too. So I finally take him out. Didn't even have my son for 3 hours. He started calling. Yeah, he want his mama. I'm not gonna go and deny you about your mama. Anytime my kids, anytime you want your mama, I'm finna come. I come to go drop him off with my child. We both knocking on the door. Ain't nobody there. Mind you, I don't even have a phone. But I can't even communicate with her to let her know these things. Blocked on every social media site. I don't even know how you can block an individual on social media site or phones and this, that, and the other when they have your child. That don't even make sense to me.
Fast forwarding 2 months after that, we got into another altercation. We was at the house. I asked him about another text from the same girl, and he's like, oh, I told you. He yanked his phone away, like, so I won't even see it no more, and shoved me towards the dresser and choked me. So I'm like, okay. After that, we broke up. A little after that, I found out I was pregnant, right after the incident.
Defendant Anthony Williams is being sued by his ex-girlfriend, who claims Anthony was abusive, and she broke up with him after he choked her.
Go ahead.
She got my son. She thought I had him on a block with guys and gangsters, whatever the case is. First of all, that assumption to me is ridiculous. So she come to the block. She bailed out the car. My son asleep. She, what my son, what my son, this, that, and the other. I grab my son out the back seat. So when I grab my son out the back seat, she grab him. It's a grab him. When she grab him, she maced me, literally like with bat mace. Literally maced me all up in my face, maced the whole car. When she maced me with bat mace, like I walked.
Were you attacking her? Or?
No, I didn't touch her. I didn't put my hands on her.
That's a lie.
If I was attacked her, why would I attack you with my son? So if I attacked you, that just show you, and you would have called the police, me beating you up in front of my son? Come on now. She snatched my son, put my son up in the car, say, I mace you. She maced me from the back, then got all up on the car and maced the whole car. My eyes was burning. That was my first son. That's his mama car. They got up in the car, eyes burning, legs burning, all type of stuff. She had to go get the car cleaned out and everything. And that's just one incident prior. I have went through things with her posting pictures, sending them to me with another man with my child before he even could say daddy. Like, and I ain't never did nothing to deserve that. I never post my son with another woman doing just tit for tat things, you know?
All right, man. What do you say to this before we get to the money?
Well, the situation that he was just speaking on, like I said, that was just recently. He popped up. It was around like 8 p.m.
Oh, he doesn't give you notice?
No, never.
So you never give her notice?
I gave her notice.
No, typically, do you always?
Yes, I do. Look, Judge, you can look at the evidence, like literally look at the evidence as far as
What page?
Page.
Go ahead, though. So you say he never gives notice.
No, so he didn't give notice. He popped up around like 8 p.m. Hey, where my son at? We don't have a doorbell, so he have to knock on the door. So I'm like, oh, he's in the front room. He took him somewhere, I don't know. He was saying that he'll be back. He was going to take him to the park. And then I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to rain soon, so they shouldn't be out long. I didn't think much of it. It's pouring down raining. I'm calling him. I'm like, why isn't he answering the phone? Phone going right to voicemail. I can't get in touch with him. So now I'm just thinking like something happened. And so, because it's always something. Like, it's always something.
Like, what do you mean always something with, in terms of what?
With him. Like, so he's always either in jail, he's always getting caught with the wrong crowd. I always end up having to come get my
There's
son.
always some trouble involved.
Yes, so I'm thinking something bad happened. So I went to the block that he's saying that I know what I think that he be having with his friends and everything like that. I ride past, everybody's sitting in their car. So I'm like, okay, what is going on? So I happened to come back once it stopped raining, slow down raining. I see him. He's right there in the car with his, it's my son and it's him, but he's parked on the left-hand side and his friends was still on the right-hand side, but down from him. And they're all just chilling, hanging out, smoking, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, I thought you said that you was taking him to the park. And if it started raining, you know, you could have just brought him back or whatever the case may be.
He takes him in the wrong environment a lot.
All the time. Like, literally every time. This is every time that he have him.
I
Like,
can't help you, man.
That's lies.
He takes him over. No, he literally takes him.
What text you want to show me?
I want to show you page 4.
All right. And this is who says I've been called. I'm here. I've been
It's
called.
me. All the blue is me. This
All
is what I
right.
currently go through on a basis. And as you see, if I could talk to her, I would talk to her. But I'm blocked on everything. Numbers blocked. Social media is blocked. So this is the only individual I have to go.
Ma'am, this 3 days in a row. What time would be good to get him? He got out of school at 5. Okay, is he ready? Just got here.
Never
So
got
he's
him.
good. On the first, when you say I just got here, you never got him.
No, I never got him.
Never got a
I
response.
just got here.
Yeah, ma'am.
So,
I'm seeing the evidence of you not responding to him, and I'm seeing him taking an initiative to try and be with his son, which isn't always the case with guys, you know, and living in a tough neighborhood, got a lot of distractions, got a lot of whatever going on, in a lot of trouble. Go ahead.
okay, so them same messages, I said, well, on page 2, I said, come get Amari on August 1st. I said, come get Amari, he want to be with you. He texts back August 3rd and say, yo. I'm like, what? Like, that was...
Sir, you talking crazy on here. He says to
You
you,
want to make some money.
you want to make some money.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Do I want to make some money?
No, you say that to her.
Why would I ask her, do she want to make some money?
Really?
I don't know why. I'm just saying, this is what
Wow.
this is her evidence. You showed me your evidence of
Right.
communications, I believe them.
Right.
So she's showing me her evidence of communication, I have no reason not to believe hers.
Please keep reading.
All right. She says, boy, stop texting me. Make yourself some money and take care of your son. Thanks. And he says, my bad. You say, Anthony Beeman too, and stop playing with me. Okay, babe, call me. Is he at home? Why you ask? Or where you at?
Yeah, where you at?
All right.
Amari back.
WYA. All right. I don't understand what y'all saying on this job.
Yeah, so it's like we're literally, like, so when I say that he's back or things like that, he'll go days without, like, so when he says I'm blocking his number, I'm trying to get you to get your son. I'm not blocking you.
I do see evidence
Your Honor,
of that.
I don't even stay out here.
Y'all need to work that out because it sounds like he wants to see his son.
I see him. He's right there in the car with my son, and they're all just chilling, hanging out, smoking, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, I thought you said that you was taking him to the park.
He takes him in the wrong environment a lot.
All the time. Like, literally every time. This is every time that he have him.
I can't help you, man.
That's lies.
He takes him over. No.
Defendant Anthony Williams is being sued by his ex-girlfriend, who claims Anthony was abusive, and she broke up with him after he choked her.
What are we doing about child support here today? What's this about?
Child support, basically, it'll satisfy me for back pay.
Starting
Just in general, from the day that
Day
he was
one?
born, like day one. Like,
$5,000, the maximum for 5 years, essentially. That's what you want. Sir, what do you say to this?
I feel like I don't owe her no 5 years of child support. No, I really
Been
don't.
paying? Well, tell me.
I have been given. I always provided for my son, as far as shoes, clothes, all type of stuff. Taking him out every time I come out. Every time I looking at her, you making yourself presentable, but my son ain't looking as good. What's up with that? Your shoes clean, but my son's shoes dirty. I got to pick up where you left off at, but you asking me for child support. I didn't want to counterclaim because it never was about money. I just hope that this is a stepping stone far as me being eligible to be with my son. I have my oldest son always telling me what his younger brother is. That brings tears to the individual eyes, like you giving me to love him for a second and you snatching him away.
What does he need to do to spend more time and for you to be satisfied without any drama regarding him being with his son?
he needs to communicate. He needs to step
Give
up.
notice, right?
That's
you
true.
want some
Number one.
notice. You're a day notice. But even if that's too short, understand that some people live structured lifestyles like that. And secondly, don't take him in places that are bad influences, that he can see things that he don't need to see at that age.
I don't even do that.
All right, well, she says you do, and just don't. Yes.
He says that he take care of him or buy things, or just in general. Anthony has bought, literally, if you turn to page 16 and also page 14, he's bought him one pair of shoes, and he still have them shoes just so when he can come over, he can be like, okay, these are the shoes that I bought my son, so he can feel good that he did buy his son something. Literally shoes, clothes, toys.
So he can't eat those shoes and he can't live in those shoes.
He really can't.
Wow.
Let me break it down a little more. A lot of folks live different lifestyles. If you live a different lifestyle, you can't project your way of living onto her. And you know what you're dealing with. And so you got to be prepared for that. But just because you might not live a structured life, you have to respect her lifestyle. And you have to respect his lifestyle. That's all I'm asking you to do on the child support. Well, I hear you saying what a lot of young men say that really backfires on them. All the things you're getting for him is not considered child support because you don't have no paperwork. And if you do have receipts, the judge can still say, no, that's not child support, those are gifts. And so what I'm telling you and all the other young men that are watching, I tell them all the time, you need to register yourself with child support services. Most of the times, 90% of the times, they're fair based on your income. So pay directly through the court. I'm telling you guys, pay through the court so that the woman or the man, if it's the opposite, cannot say that money he gave was not for child support. Nor can they say he didn't buy anything. It's on record, all right?
All right.
In the meantime, you got to pay that child support that you owe. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck. Judgment for the plaintiff.
You just need to be a daddy, for real. You want to the other one.
Now that you got the money, you should just let me be in my child life. It's no more excuses on why I shouldn't be in Mari life.
Plaintiff Rhonda Smith Ferguson says the defendant is her grandson. And during his high school graduation, his mother was so excited that she started twerking. And the video, which Rhonda has in court, went viral. Rhonda's suing her grandson for breach of contract. Defendant Trevion Askew admits his mom was overly excited at his graduation, but says it was because a couple of years earlier he was nearly killed in a hit-and-run accident and was told he would never even walk again.
Tell me what's going on.
Your Honor, Trayvon is my grandson, and he's the oldest of 8 children. And he's had a lot of adversities in his life growing up, but he's overcome everything. And in the end, he graduated with ropes, and everybody was so proud because he graduated. Even his mother went viral for twerking at his graduation. We submitted you the copy of the video if you want to take a look at it.
Absolutely. You have it? You brought it with you? Let's see it. I want to see that first and foremost. Let's start there. Oh, Lord. Oh, Mama. Oh,
you better get it. You better get it.
Security's coming by. Oh my God.
Well, you must have really had a challenge that you overcame. My goodness.
Trayvon is my grandson. He's had a lot of adversities in his life growing up, but he's overcome everything. And in the end, he graduated with ropes. And everybody was so proud because he graduated. Even his mother went viral for twerking at his graduation.
Plaintiff Rhonda Smith Ferguson is suing her grandson, who says he was the victim of a hit-and-run accident, and he nearly died as a result.
Give me some background on you. For mama to hoop and holler like that, you must have been in a lot of trouble over the years.
Like my grandmother said, I'm the oldest of 8. We've been through a lot. Who hasn't? A couple years ago, I was involved in a hit or run. So I had traumatic brain injuries. I was hit by a car while I was walking home from basketball practice. So they kind of tore. It was. They told me I would never walk again. Left that following year, moved back to Mississippi. Played football, ran track, and it's been very great. And that's one of the reasons why she was screaming like that in my graduation.
Yeah, I'm ready to scream. That is amazing. So what are you doing now?
Right now, I currently go to Mississippi State University. I study criminology and Russian.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. Criminology and Russian.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you gonna go after the Russian criminals? Tough guy. All right, and I'm proud of you, though. And I was asking that one of the things I would advise you, as I do all the others that overcome overwhelming adversity, which that was. You've had a rare blessing in healing. So the question becomes, how do you repay that blessing? And I think the term we use now is pay it forward. So you got to find a way to repay that once you get out of college. So you have a few years to even think about that. And just talking about it is enough for many, particularly if you say, just go and even lie if you didn't. You prayed to get healed, didn't you? Say
yes, Your Honor.
All right, see that? But no, prayer works. That's the one thing you can tell folks. I'm sure your family, your grandmother was certainly a praying woman, right? Come on now, y'all help me out. Okay, all right. You're proud of him, I'm sure. You got to be very proud.
I am.
Yeah.
He never ceases to amaze me. He just keeps keeping on.
And you keep doing it because you made your family and your community proud of you.
Yes, sir.
So reach a contract. We're just going to get past this. After this, you can be proud. No, $2,700. How does he owe you for this? What happened?
I've always helped him all his life, even when he was in high school. His senior year, I gave him a debit card so he wouldn't have to want for nothing. He wouldn't have to be hungry. He had everything right at his fingertips. So in August of last year, I bought him a car, and he agreed to pay half of it. The car was $6,000. And so far, he's given me $300 of that. And
was he working? What type of job did he have when you loaned him?
He was a security job. He was running food, the little Uber type food deal. He had some money. Okay. But Judge Mathis, I watch you all the time. I listen to you all the time talk about them income tax checks.
You didn't go for that, did you? You didn't go for that.
Right. After those 2 papers, he was going to pay me with the income tax check.
If he'd have told you that in the beginning, you'd have run the other way, right?
Exactly, but
okay.
I was moving slow motion. It just didn't dawn on me because I trusted him like that. I knew he wasn't gonna cross me. I thought.
He didn't cross you. He's just a young college student trying to make his way. Let's put him in that category.
Well, I've always preached to him the importance of his word, and if you borrow money, pay it back. And that's why I done it, because I knew he was working, and I figured it wouldn't be a problem getting my money back.
Okay.
Plaintiff Rhonda Smith Ferguson is suing her grandson, who says he was the victim of a hit-and-run accident, and he nearly died as a result.
You tell me what happened, young man.
Yes, Your Honor. Like she said, during that time, right before college started, we were shopping around for cars, and we found one, and I agreed that I was going to pay half the $6,000 back. When I got to college, I thought everything was going to go smoothly as, I planned it out to be. I started having to travel a lot to get to work due to the fact that my job was located in Memphis and not in Starkville. And that really took a toll on me. I fell behind, and I had to get stuff like college, get my books. I didn't know that books was not included within the tuition. I thought that was like paid for. So I had to get books. My books ranged for almost $1,000. So I had to get those, and I had to get other expenses around my college campus, and that kind of took me for a loop. And even like she said, I did say when I got my income taxes, I was going to give her something. But
that's why you got sued. When you said that, you were getting sued. Time you said that means, oh, let me take him in, because I know I ain't getting this. That's where you messed up.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then, Your Honor, I used to say, Trayvon, you got your income tax check? Yet? No, ma'am, not yet.
You still doesn't have it. You know that.
Right. So
did you explain?
By the time I realized that I had all this information, I went online and looked it up, and he had got his income tax check and his stimulus check. He had gotten both of them.
Now, what do you say to that, young man?
I can't say anything to that.
I'm glad you're not. You're a fine young man. Once again, you're not trying to lie on your grandmother or to your grandmother or to the judge. I respect that. Now, did you explain to her about the books that you didn't know that wasn't included?
She actually, I kid you not, she actually helped me with some of my books. So she sent me half of the money for my books, and I had to come up with the rest of the money.
I didn't know either, and I assume a lot of college students don't know that, particularly if you're relying on grants and loans for all your money, which was the case with me and so many others who grow up in poverty. You don't know that you still got to come up with money for the books. Like you say, you think it's all in there. So I understand that part, but I'm glad you were honest and upfront about receiving those income tax and your stimulus and still not paying. Now, that just shows that you take grandma for granted. And I can see how you would. She come on here with $1,000 blouse, $1,000 glasses on, and then want some money. What's that, a Picasso? That looks like a Picasso blouse. And some Tom Ford glasses. You got the black with the yellow in there. She got the yellow blouse with the black Picasso design. Man, you killing it. You don't need no money. Case dismissed. If you come in here looking pole mouth, then I'll give you some money. Keep your money.
$40 blouse.
Huh?
This is a little $40 blouse. I just know how to pick them. I also taught him how to buy stuff on sale. And these glasses, I just bought the frames for like $200 to put my lenses in because I needed a new frame.
Okay, you seem like an honest woman, so I'm going to give you your money. $2,700 is your judgment. I'll just compliment you, sideways compliment about your fashion. All right, have a good day. I'm proud of your continued success. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you say you're going to do something, Trayvon, you have to do that. Your word is your bond. When you borrow, you pay back. Your credit is more important literally than money. You can do things with credit, then when you run out of money, you still got it. But anyway, I'm not going to preach at you. Thank you so much. I love you, grandson.
Sure. I love you too, Grandma.
Plaintiff Matthew Gamblin says the defendant is his neighbor, and he claims the defendant's son threw a rock at his car, and he caught the incident on surveillance video. Matthew claims the rock damaged his vehicle, so he's suing for the damages. Defendant Dennis Wheeler says his 6-year-old has behavioral issues, and not only is he violent, but he also runs away from home and refuses to go to school. Dennis believes Matthew is overcharging him for the damages.
All right, start with you.
Well, it seems my life runs around vehicles anymore. I work for Chrysler, where we build transmissions. My brother, he races race cars, so get into working in the crew with him, so that's a lot of fun. Okay. Getting out on the Harley with my buddies, riding with the iron, getting out there and having a good time with that.
That sounds like a lot of fun, though.
Yes, sir.
You got a fun life. First you work on them, then you ride them. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about the factory part, but that's...
Plaintiff Matthew Gamblin claims the defendant's son threw a rock at his car and damaged the vehicle. But the defendant claims Matthew is overcharging him for the damages.
And how do you know your neighbor? How have you all gotten along? How long have you known him?
Well, I've known Dennis for probably about 4 years now since I moved out there. He lives right down the road from me. In fact, at one time I was trying, because they were going to be trying to get him into Chrysler with me, make better money. It's good money. It really is. So that was one of my goals I was trying with him.
Right.
But I had an incident with my car, which is what brings me here today.
Okay, let me get a little background from him first, and then we'll get to the specifics of your car. Sir?
The plaintiff, I've never had any problems at all out of the plaintiff. I've talked to him on occasions. I feel that we've got along. I've never had any ill will towards this man. I have a 6-year-old son. He has been going through a lot over the past 2 months. He has been diagnosed with a possible ADHD. He sees therapists. He has his doctor working on it 24/7. Over the past 3 days, he has escaped from the home. The first night, 3 nights ago, he must have left at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the fire department saw him walking down a street a mile away from the home. We're talking 2 o'clock in the morning. They called the police. They did a chase. They found him a block away. They brought him home. Then they referred it to CPS because of the situation. He's 6 years old, and his mind is just, he blames everybody and everything but for himself. Okay? And yesterday, as I was speaking on the phone, my son upset me, and I sent him to his room. My wife and I was in the kitchen. It was real quiet. Went back there, he escaped out the back window. I flagged down a state trooper. They went looking for him. We had 15 police officers looking for him. They found him 2 miles away from the home this time. We can't get him to go to school. And, we're working on the right medications. We really are. And
how long have they been attempting that?
Well, he's been with his psychiatrist now for probably about 4 or 5 months.
Okay, so they got to calibrate the right.
Yes, sir.
I understand.
He's very violent. He swung a plastic shovel at my wife in anger and cut her finger open. I've changed the locks on the doors. I've done everything I can.
Is he bright in school, though, when he focuses?
Yes, sir. He's got a heart of gold. I mean, he's willing to help out anybody and everybody. He does. He's a good kid. He really is. It's just like he just can't control himself. It's like there's just no stopping him.
Yeah, same thing. Some folks have said over the years that I have a good heart, but yeah, I was troubled. Troubled, violent criminal. Probably from age 12 until 18. What I tell people now, I wasn't medicated. My mom ain't know, and never went to a psychologist, never did anything. What I found is that when I was able to organize my thoughts, it allowed me to become a multitasker. That allowed me to excel beyond my peers even. Because I was doing 2 and 3 things at a time in an organized way, and they were doing one thing. 1 year I'm in jail, 15 years later I'm the youngest judge in Michigan history. The hope is that you can help him manage the thoughts in his mind, manage the scattered mind. So you sound like you're doing as much as you can. My hat's off to you. God bless you and hang in there.
Thank you, sir.
Hats off to you for helping. And it probably has something to do with what we're doing here with the damaged property.
Plaintiff Matthew Gamblin claims the defendant's son threw a rock at his car and damaged the vehicle. But the defendant claims Matthew is overcharging him for the damages.
Tell me what's going on.
I got home from work one day. Another neighbor kid came to my door and let me know that that Dennis's son had just thrown a rock and hit my car. So I go out to look at it, and I didn't see damage. So I went in and looked at my video, and then I seen the rock hit the car, bounce off the car, and him the one throwing it, which I do have. I brought video with me if you'd like to see.
Yeah, let me see it.
This you can see him in the yellow and black, and the other kid in the blue. He's the one that let me know. There's where he picks up the rock, comes across, gets his aim, throws it, hits, it bounces off, goes in my yard. He runs back home, and then you'll see the other neighbor kid come back and walk up in my yard to let me know.
What did you do to the boy?
Nothing, sir.
There's a lot of other targets.
I thought
Before he got to you, he passed by 6 different houses, cars, and went specifically to you. What you just said to that boy?
I believe that he was actually throwing the rock at the other kid, is what I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. And that's. I'm not disputing. You can clearly see my son come into the frame, and he did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
The plaintiff came down to my home and said, "Your son just hit my car." Okay, I'm interested. Let's go look at this. This is the rock that the plaintiff gave me the day that it happened. My thing is, it's not making sense to me. I can't wrap my head around it, how the damage with this rock being round and smooth, and this is the rock that he gave me the day that it happened. And I asked him, I said, "How do you know where the rock went?" He goes, "Because I saw it on my camera where it bounced." And that's the rock that he handed me.
All right. We're not going to make this a federal case.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what happened, Your Honor.
I got you. But I think we can conclude that your son caused some damage
Yes, sir.
to the car. And so what are you saying? It's the amount of damage that is in dispute, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. I suppose it's the estimate you think is too high or something?
He brought me one estimate, and it was, I believe it was $800. And I hadn't talked to him since. He had delivered it to my door, and he walked away, and the next thing I know, he made a police report, and then shortly after that, then he went and filed.
I'm having
for
a
us to
little
be
fun,
here.
sir, but let me see what... direct me to your estimates.
Yes, sir. On page 3, that estimate there is for $733.
Is there another one? Did you get a second one?
I had other ones. Yes, I did.
Okay, he shows 2 dents. You admit that it's 2 dents?
Yes, it shows 2 dents, sir.
Well, yeah, 2 dents are going to be $700, sir, for sure. So where do you get the other then? The other $400?
We had a mediation that we had to go to in Howard County, which would have ended up in another court date, but we did not go there, which that was 1 day of lost wages. And then also I'm here for 2 days, which cost me another 2 days of lost wages, which came up to $444.
These days, getting the hit. I know you were sick on the stomach after you see, wasn't you?
Yes, I just got the
All
car
right,
bill
well,
a
that's
week
why you
before
take
that.
sick days. $732 is your judgment. You don't get any court costs or lost wages. Tell your boss you were sick. Have a good day. You admitted it. I usually don't give lost wages, sir, because there was a legitimate lawsuit. And whenever there's a legitimate lawsuit, you got to miss work. All right, take care. Good luck to you, my man. Hang in there with your son.
Thank you very much.
I wish him the best on that. I really do. I just wish we could have resolved this in a better way.
He's the only son I have, and I care. It's difficult.